So Lahta, you were saying that horror movies are your favorite?
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite ones?
Well, I love the classics. So one of my favorites is like, all the Night of the Living Dead's, Rosemary's Baby, the original. I really don't like how they redoing them. I'm thinking like there's so much horrors that we can like create in this century. Why I have to redo a classic, right? But it still happens. So those are some of my favorites. I like one of the newer ones that was really cool was Tusk. I don't know if you guys seen Tusk.
I heard about that.
Was
it had
really
a podcaster in it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith. Yeah, that one.
Was Johnny Depp in that?
He did. He was actually. Yeah, and they kept it very quiet. Like they didn't like nobody knew that he was gonna come out until he came out, and he had like this French Canadian accent, and it was really cool. Like I enjoyed other than it just being like a cheesy horror movie. Like there were some like really cool psychological aspects to that, and about like the man versus animal and how we're the same in some aspects, and I really like that movie.
Now another movie you said you enjoyed was Don't Breathe, because that came out recently too.
I really liked that one. I like that he was a villain, because a lot of times people think, if you're blind or you have some sort of disability, that you're more vulnerable, right? And this like turned it around. These kids, they break into this house, and it was this war veteran who had went blind, and like he just like turned on them and like was like, okay, you broke into the wrong house here. And I really I was rooting for him, but I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it. But there is a part in the movie that I was like, oh, really? You had to be that type of person? All right. So you just made all those blind people look bad right there. But other than that aspect of that man's personality, I really enjoyed the movie. And there were some elements, like there were even like Cujo and elements from the movie Cujo.
Yeah.
There's a dog in there, and so that's why I really like that film. Capture some classic moments.
That's available now. That came out, I think, a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then now, like when you did stand up on the show, you said that you're a big metal fan.
Yes.
And I'm curious because I see a lot of metal fans are also horror fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those two worlds. Why do you think
they collide?
Why do they collide?
Because they're both loud.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like gory lyrics, right? So that's pretty much the uniting factor. There's some bands that are just all about gore, like Gwar, or Cannibal Corpse, and so it's very bloody type of lyrics.
It's weird a band called Cannibal Corpse would incorporate blood into their performance.
They're not like a jazz fusion calypso band or something like that?
That's Cannibal Appetizer.
That's
Brian confused.
That's Brian Posehn's joke about why he loves metal fans. Because they go, woo! He goes, no one ever does that with any other genre. Yeah, smooth jazz.
You got jazz fingers, right? So you can do that.
Well, what other horror movies? What horror movies have not been made, or horror stories have not been made into a film yet, Lahta, that you would like to see?
I would like to see like more horror movies about, and they're starting to come out like actually with this Megalodon trailer, like deep ocean life. I really like deep ocean life, and I have my own like theories. I'm sure I'm not the only one about like alien life forms that are actually living in our deep oceans, right? So many people like go outer space, and so maybe like an aliens type of movie, but with deep water, like.
Isn't there an urban legend called like the Bloop or something like that, where it's supposed to be this giant sea monster that lives in
like
the
Cthulhu,
ocean?
right?
Yeah.
That would be great to see, but like to be done well, some of the like 47 meters down. I don't know if you guys saw that one, 47. I liked how it kind of like took that psychological like, ooh, what would happen if you were trapped down in the deep ocean, like, you know. And I think they could have played with it more with that movie by incorporating maybe some like deep sea ocean life, you know. But I also understand why they didn't, because they just wanted the fear of just the fear in that movie was getting killed by a shark. But there's
As
so
is
much,
everyone's
fear. Yes,
yeah, which it could be scary, right? But there's so much.
Did you see The Shallows? That's another similar
I
woman
did.
versus shark.
Yeah,
movie.
there was another one, The Descent. That one was kind of cool. I think it was called The Descent, where they go. I think it's like somewhere in South America, and they go down into these like they descend down into these caves, and then there's like alien life form there. But so many times, like it's kind of like it's just kind of goes halfway. It doesn't go fully. So maybe I'm gonna have to direct one. Maybe that's how it's gonna be. You know, for me to have my vision of it, of what I would like to see. But yeah, it's that type of like horror or, you know, like apocalyptic movies are like a big trend now. And I don't know if you all seen the movie Blindness. No, that's a really it was based off of a book, and it's about like what would happen if like society, all of society would start to go blind, and so I really liked that movie. It was very psychological, but I would like to go one step further and make it like horror and like maybe bring some deaf aliens that come in, right? Or something, right? To add an extra element to it. But I did enjoy the psychological effect of that, because most people won't they don't think about like what would happen if you went blind, but not just you, like everybody. Like there wouldn't be anyone to take care of you because they're blind as well, and like the government and everybody went blind. Like there was, what would happen then? You know, and I thought that was kind of cool.
How would you like to see, like, how do you feel blind people are depicted in films, and like what would you like to see changed?
I think blind people in films are still depicted as very like vulnerable. It's always the premise of a story that has like a blind person in there is either like
Book of Eli.
Yeah.
But I like how they didn't reveal it till the end.
Yeah.
That he was,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah, there's a lot of like movies that were, you know, where it would be kind of lighthearted, and I think it would be cool to just bring in someone, or even if someone's like kind of a jerk or whatever. Or, well, I guess that's kind of like Don't Breathe, right? And that one turned it around. But
yeah, killing teenagers in your house is kind of a jerk.
Yeah, it's kind of
Is it though?
Yeah. I mean, it's private property, but
His kids, you know.
Yeah, he's in his rights.
Stand your ground.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they picked the fight. He just finished it.
That's
right.
right. That's how it shakes out.
Yeah. He knocked their lights out.
You know,
right?
I mean, that's what Statham's doing with a megalodon down low.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He's gonna kick it right in the teeth.
Right
Exactly.
in the goddamn. Which rows of teeth is he gonna kick
Yeah.
out?
Gonna be a lot of kicking.
Shot first.